Now, I wish also to show a few examples of sea turtle navigation. These are the animals exploring the isolated islands. And we know from behavioral work with sea turtles that they have inherited a sequence of behavioral steps to define the migration. They head off to the ocean by using visual information, the brightest part of the sky, and then they have inherited a capacity to move against the waves, and later in open ocean they pay attention to the magnetic field. And this is experiments by Ken Luhman and his group in North Carolina, where they've simulated displacement across to various locations in the northern Atlantic and found behavioral responses where the turtles are actually shifting their orientation in an adaptive way to stay within the gyre of ocean currents around the Sargasso. Now, if we are to use a map, which is probably what the turtles in the North Atlantic are using, we have a very unique possibility to study that at Ascension Island. And in this graph, you see the angular difference between the two gradients. In some areas, they are more or less parallel, the red areas, very difficult to use a combination of the two. And in other places, there's much better situation, like the green areas. So we studied by using satellite telemetry and displacement experiments and studying the migration with magnets, how Ascension green turtles were using the various cues for navigation. Archie Char demonstrated the migration of the green turtle from Ascension Island, where they are breeding, and to Brazil, where they are feeding. They return to the island every 3rd to 4th year, where they recovered their fuel reserves, and then they migrate on and off here between the two locations. The question is how they find the island. This was what we were interested to study. We put up the 3 different ideas. They may start off from the same latitude and follow a compass course and search for the island when they think they were near. Or they may follow a chemosensory cue transported in the water current, which was proposed by Archie Char. Or they may navigate, as the Ken Luhman sea turtles do in North Atlantic. We put magnets on the head of migrating turtles. Unfortunately, it didn't disturb them at all. And they kept the same orientation as controls. We also performed displacements, where we actually translocated them, females breeding on the island, and they were aiming to come back and breed again. And we could see that they had a very peculiar pattern of searching for the island first and give up after maybe 30 to 60 days. Then some of them returned to Brazil. But the few of them that returned to the island, they in fact found the island only from one direction. So somehow they were searching for some sensory contact with the island, which they were missing if they were on the southern side of the island, but when they came in from the north. We could demonstrate that this is the direction associated with the wind. So downwind from the islands, they were able to pick up some information from wave patterns, possibly, or from infrasound, perhaps, or maybe chemical information transported in air.